Hi, I'm Paula Parker. Did you know that the city of Hudson has a sister city, an official sister city? Landsberg, Germany is our sister city. And on today's program, we're going to tell you how you might take a trip to Landsberg, Germany and visit our sister city. We're going to talk to many Hudsonites who have been involved with the trip. Every 3 years the trip takes place. We're going to talk to Roland Windsor and Ingrid Brock, who coordinate the trip on both ends. We have visitors from Landsberg come over and visit Hudson too, so we'll talk a little bit about that. We will also meet several folks who have gone on the trip and have enjoyed themselves very much. So stay tuned, sit back, enjoy the show as we tell you a little bit about our sister city and how to go visit Landsberg, Germany. Let's start with an introduction here. I'm joined by Roland Windsor. Guten Tag, Roland.
Guten Tag.
Why don't you start by telling us how the sister city came into existence? How did this all start?
A long time ago, I used to be the boys' soccer coach. And every so often we would take trips to Germany and play games along the way. And we were so well received each year in Landsberg. The hospitality was fantastic, and the town is just so unique. And there were so many people who bonded and returned visits, even before it was an official sister city, that there came a time when they had come over, their teams had come over here several times, and we finally said, why don't we broaden the base and see if we could get an official sister city, which is how it came about. It's
a fantastic concept, and I understand that the trip has been very, very well received. When is the Hudson Group trip?
This year, when we try to go every 3 years, as you said, we will leave Cleveland on July 11th, and we will fly into Munich, and we'll spend some time at the beginning of our tour in Landsberg itself. And although we will be staying with families, every day we have a different agenda. Every day we have a bus at our disposal when we go somewhere else. And from there, we will also spend some time in Salzburg, 2 days in Prague, a couple days in Leipzig and Dresden, and we'll end the tour in Berlin, spending 3 days in Berlin, and we will fly back from Berlin so we don't have to backtrack.
That sounds wonderful. It's such an extensive trip. How much does this cost? I'm sure that's what everybody's wondering right now.
We try to keep the cost down as much as we can. This year it's going to cost $2,700, which will include the airfare, all hotel accommodations, all breakfasts, every big group attraction that we go to, including one of my favorites is the jousting, the medieval jousting tournaments that take place not too far from Landsberg, and the beautiful island of Mainau in the southwestern part of Germany, which is actually a subtropical island. The wind being forced through a crack in the Alps, and
wow.
Just a garden paradise. So those are some of the things that we will be doing.
Some of the side trips.
Some of the side trips, right.
Now, if somebody's looking for a little less structure in their trip, maybe somebody has a concern that this is such a regimented schedule, that maybe that might make them hesitate on going with the group on this trip. What would you say to that?
Ingrid and I try to offer as many options as we possibly can. And we always have the bus at our disposal, but for example in Salzburg, if the younger people want to go to a disco or a concert, a rock concert, that's fine, because there are so many other things for the more sophisticated tastes, like a candlelight string quartet in the castle overlooking. They have almost every night, and they have the puppet theater where Mozart, who is featured in Salzburg, one of his operas plays almost every night, and these almost life-size puppets act out the whole thing. Like the Magic Flute is one that is a favorite with many people.
That sounds incredible. If somebody wanted to take a look at the itinerary, is there a place they could pick a copy up?
Right. We have copies at the Learned Owl, the Hudson Library, and also Mike Fritz is helping to coordinate this with the
Hudson Community Education and Recreation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so you can pick copies up there. And also you can call either Ingrid Brock or myself. My number is 330-650-4852. And Ingrid's number is 330-650-9257.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Tell us when you think of Landsberg, what do you think of? What does it look like? I'm trying to visualize all of the beautiful scenery you've described, and I've never been to Germany, but I'll tell you what, it sounds gorgeous. It sounds like a trip I would love to take.
It is a very unique community, and it is on the Romantic Highway, which is a very popular tourist attraction route. And I do have some slides which we can show the people.
That would be great. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I wanted to show you a few slides of Landsberg, our sister city. It's located in Bavaria on the Romantic Highway. And the Romantic Highway runs north and south and goes through some of the most beautiful medieval cities in all of Germany, starting with Würzburg and going all the way down to Hudson, where the White Castle, Neuschwanstein, is located. And Landsberg is about 35 minutes by auto away from Munich and about 35 or 40 minutes away from the Alps. Beautiful location. You can see the Alps on a bright and clear day. What you see here is a maypole, and you only see these in Bavaria, and it is a tradition that the Bavarians, who are really fond of keeping their traditions, like to cultivate. On each maybaum, may tree in every community that has one, you see the signs of the guilds, whether it was a tailor or a butcher, but each one is represented. In the Middle Ages, when they couldn't read, that was pretty vital information given to travelers through the city. This is the centerpiece of Landsberg. This is the City Hall or Rathaus. You notice on either side the white and blue flags, and that is Bavaria's symbol, white on blue, representing the clouds and the sky. And this City Hall was built in 1716 to 1719, and now the entire downtown is under a historical protection, and no one is allowed to make any changes in the facades whatsoever, because it's a historical landmark, the entire town. This is a picture inside the City Hall, very ornate. The builder and designer, architect of this building and many churches was a very famous person from Landsberg, Dominicus Zimmermann. And he built many churches, one of which we always take in when we are traveling as a group. It's the Wieskirche. It's the best representation of Rococo art that exists in Europe. Another example of the artwork that you see in the City Hall, and the walls are lined with murals or paintings depicting various aspects of history from the Middle Ages to more current times. This is the marketplace, and you see sort of to the right of center a statue that is a fountain, and surrounding that fountain are beautiful flowers. And you notice that this is the marketplace, and the marketplace is very, very open, and they have annual festivals there. And when they have the annual city festival, they will accommodate in that marketplace not only a huge stage with an umpapa band, but also over room for 7,000 people on picnic tables. So this is really used on many occasions, and everything is cordoned off, no through traffic. You cannot get into downtown Landsberg without going through one of the gates. And this is actually part of the early wall that existed around Landsberg. The only way that you can go into downtown without passing through a gate is if you go by way of the river Lech. And that is a very cold, icy river that flows from the Alps, bringing the melting snow. Here's a picture of the Lech River, and the Lech River was harnessed early on so that it could provide power for the mills and other uses. You can see the water being forced through small canals in various parts of Landsberg. And along the Lech River also are very wonderful bicycle and walking paths. Landsberg has done every bit as much as Hudson to keep around and through the city as much greenery as possible. A couple other slides here of the paths. And this next slide is a picture of a wild game preserve. There are about 7 different animals indigenous to Bavaria that the kids can observe and feed even, and that's open year-round. Here's another example of the flowers that you will find in Bavaria. More so than any place in Europe that I've ever visited, you will see the abundance of flowers, and all these flowers are cared for by the city of Landsberg. And on every building practically, and certainly on most houses, you will see on every balcony and by every window beautiful flowers. Sometimes they're all one color, sometimes they're many colored, but it's something that you see primarily in this abundance in Bavaria. And here's another thing that you will see in Bavaria. Like Oberammergau is known for not only the Passion Play, but for the beautifully painted houses where they paint pictures, usually of a religious nature. But throughout Bavaria, and including Landsberg, you will see houses that have beautiful paintings on the sides. The downtown Landsberg is used in many ways. I mentioned the city festivals where everything is cordoned off. Here is a weekly market where you can buy vegetables, fruits, and flowers. And here in the wintertime, right before Christmas, they have a Christkindlmarkt where you can buy anything you want to in the way of Christmas ornaments, and they have other activities too for the whole family. Here is an outside picture of one of the churches. Notice the tower. It's called an onion tower, Zwiebelturm, because it looks like an onion, and that shows, and you can primarily see this in southern Germany, the influence of the Crusades. It's a Byzantine influence from the Middle East when the Crusaders returning home brought some of the architectural ideas along with them. Inside of these churches, and some of them, and I don't know if this was one that was built, designed by the Zimmerman brothers, but they are very ornate, very much filled with bric-a-brac, and I have several slides right in a row here that we can get a sampling. So we will, on our tours, we usually take in 2 or 3 of these churches that really are well worth viewing. Here is an interesting tower, and it was not built as part of a wall of any kind. It was built by